Hello and welcome along to the shed. So today was Community Skip Day. So we headed off down to the harbour and grabbed lots of goodies as they're being thrown into the skip. But this time I have to be a little bit disciplined because I've got so much to do. So let's have a look what we got. We'll just zoom in. Oh, not that far. Let's come back a bit. There we go. I'll put the lights on, might be an idea. There we go. Can we see a bit better? We sure can. Right. First thing, nice big piece of copper. So we couldn't let that go, could we? Oh, it's got paint on it, but there's a nice big brass nut on there as well. So that's the first thing. Nice piece of copper. I found this little bowl, which I think it's either copper or brass. I'll get my file and we'll have a little look. So that is brass. Which, where's my scales? When you want them, nowhere to be seen. They were here this morning, they're underneath the tub. I've been busy stripping my wire. So, just over half a kilo. So yeah, that can go straight in the brass bucket. You've got the guy who fitted my solar system came down and he had a couple of these old fuse boxes. As you can see, there's a nice big lump of copper in there. And this one's a metal box. So, and again, some nice big lumps of copper inside there and some decent brass as well. So that's good. And very easy to scrap. We also had this nice piece of stainless. So there we go. Lovely. That's another thing that's straight into a bin. I haven't got to mess about with that at all. And then he had this box. And he said, "Do you want it?" And I just had a quick look inside. I thought, yeah, I'll take it. There's a laminator. So I'm guessing there'll be a motor or maybe two inside there. We've got no idea what this is. This could well be the top part of a food blender type of thing. So there'll be a motor inside there. And we've got the cord on it as well. A couple of speakers. So there won't be much in there. We've got a little bit of cable and an old style plug. So we'll get the brass off of that. An old telephone, not a lot in there, but it was in the box, so we got that. A long way down there, we've got some hair clippers. I'm guessing there'll be some sort of motor in there. And an old style plug. An iPhone. I'm not sure what sort this is. I think it's the broken screen version. So, might be something in there. And we've got a phone holder. So there might be, a tiny board in there, but it had some cables on it as well. So cables, and that was it for that box. Chuck it back in there for now. Who knows how long it will stay in there for. So I'll get round to it, I guess. So that's that one. And then the bucket. Somebody went home and got this for me, which is the bottom part of a food blender. So again, that will have a motor. and we got the cord. That can go in the same box as the other bits. Somebody thought it'd be really funny to give me a hairdryer. No hair. So there's going to be next to nothing in that, but we've got the cable. A lovely CO2 canister, which is aluminium. So that is straight into the aluminium bin, and that weighs 600 and something grams because I already weighed it. So these are also very good for melting down as well, the smaller ones, because they're quite narrow and they'll fit in the crucible and they just melt down really nice. So that's something else I haven't got to mess about with. I found a calculator and it works. There's some muppet broke his calculator a little while ago, so I got a new calculator. Never know what you might find. Then we've got my tools. The top of the CO2 canister, which is brass. Nice big lump of brass there. That's nice. A tyre legend, which is aluminium. Doesn't weigh very much at all, but nothing. Don't need to do anything with that. I've got a plug socket, so there'll be a bit of brass inside there, and we've got the bare bright cable that it came with, so that's good. With the absolute mountain I've got of bare bright, and that was another piece that came with that. And I think the rest in here, I do believe. Oh no, I've got those which I took off the. I took these off a transformer that was there. So I've got some little bits of cable, and there'll be brass. The brass connectors inside there, I've got 2 of these, which only took me a minute or so to take off. So we'll get some nice brass out of them. And the rest is all cables. So I've got plenty more copper. Oh, and that'll have a board inside it. But yeah, that's not too bad. So I was very disciplined not to take too much, because I've got a lot to do anyway. This is quite cool. See-through plug. So you can see the fuse inside there, and nice brass. And even the switch there, you can see inside that switch, there's a piece of brass in there. So that's something a bit funky. See-through plug. There we go. Today's community skip day brought me. Not very much. There was a lot more I could have taken, but yeah, I took more rubbish away than things I brought back, which makes a change. So I've got absolutely tons to get through. So I'm doing some kind of now. I'm stopping to do this and show you what we got. A lot of what I've got is cable, but then I found outside I've got a couple of bins that are full of stuff which I'd forgotten about. So it just keeps building, as you all know. So thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for the likes and the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. Keep scrapping.